What are you
Splash,
doing?
it
Doesn't
sounds
this
to me
like
like you
doesn't
feel
this
like
make
he's
you
too much of a player's coach.
Yeah, like for what though, bro? What you gotta kiss niggas ass for to get them to do their job, nigga? What do you gotta do that for,
But
bro? This
that's
is a
what the point I'm
professional,
trying to
bro.
make, and
He's
it's
a
like
Brody
maybe
fan.
This is
I'm
no
feeling
ego.
like
There's no egos on that roster but Russ, and he already tamed that ego.
Exactly.
Paul, you already got that nigga to buy
He on the
in.
bench. He's on the bench.
And on top of that, we can argue that nigga, he shouldn't be on the bench now because of what he doing at some junctures of the game. You're not adjusting to what's going
Might be
on.
gassing a little bit.
Nah, he's staying on the bench,
No,
bro.
hey,
He
hey,
gotta stay on the bench.
No, I'm
hey,
not
hold
saying.
on.
Bench work is goated.
no, I got y'all. Y'all got that. Y'all got that for sure.
I'm saying situational. Like there's some opportunities, nigga. If AD and Bron if AD's out and Bron want to rest, why not start Russ and you started Dennis Schroeder, bro? And Dennis Schroeder can't do shit. If you start Russ, you giving some energy. You making sure your team gonna get off into a better start instead of bringing a nigga in to make you look good because he doing what I say. Like, come on, bro. Stop the
Like
politics,
Splash,
bro.
doesn't this make you question?
Play ball,
Doesn't
nigga.
this make you question the coaching staff around him? Do these niggas not see what
Nigga, it's
Darvinham's
yes
doing?
mans, bro. It's yes mans
Hey,
around
Shark.
there.
Hey,
It's yes
Splash and
mans, bro.
Shark. Splash and Shark. One thing I'm trying to figure out right now is why the fuck Chubb got his hand up and he the damn host.
Oh yeah, that's
Nah,
facts.
I just
He
came back.
averaging emoji out here, bro. That's
No,
I didn't want to
Chubb
interrupt the
respect.
flow.
I felt
Y'all
sure.
was speaking, so I just
Chubb, you
nah,
respect
bro.
when
You told them niggas, can I
you
speak in my
scared, just say
space?
that. If you scared, just say
I
that,
felt
show.
sure. Nah, y'all wrap up.
Chubb
Sorry.
scared black
I
people?
feel like there's ISO brewing. Yeah, I know y'all heard that.
Nah, that
What's
was
the
just for
ISO,
laughs.
James? Who's
I'm
the
joking.
ISO?
But
I
hey,
mean,
let me
I
say
ain't gonna
this.
snitch on them, but I'm
Let
just
me
saying
say
there's a
this,
little
bro.
ISO
Like,
going on.
I just got back
Gunna?
doing what I was doing, and I saw the
Drink?
clip. Obviously, a clear foul, bro. But I'm not giving Russ any
Nigga
bail for
had
getting
sex
fouled, bro,
while on his
because
face.
it's about the decision making. When I look across the league and a coach decides not to call a timeout, the trust is there with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. The trust to not call a timeout is there with Jimmy Butler. The trust is there with all these closes, whatever. And for Russ, again, like the detriment that he holds, no matter how great he has been playing, and like in some people's minds, leading 6-man the year campaign, bro. If we insert what just transpired in a playoff game, which is what every person who was not against the Russ trade talking about, what happens in playoff situations? This can't happen. Like, this is just a glimpse of what could happen when it's there. The decision making, regardless of the foul, bro. Even he didn't know what he was doing because after his wrist was grabbed, he threw up a lob. He wasn't like shooting. So like he didn't know what he was doing in that moment. And we have seen this countless amount of times in late game situations where yes, he has a lot of clutch shots and history has shown that. But again, in some moments it's a hit or miss with him to the point where the lows are so low that you don't even know what he's trying to accomplish in those situations. So even though he got fouled, I'm not giving Russ any.
In Westbrook's defense, he does have the trust of the head coach.
Because this, let me wrap up. Because this is a glimpse of what could potentially happen in the playoffs. Foul or no foul, we lose the basketball game and we could be down in a series.
Why are we even talking about the playoffs, bro?
Yeah, what do we even know? Playoffs?
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, playoffs.
We just out there having fun.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
Splash.
Splash.
Kind of
I'm
getting
gonna
out
let
of control.
Splash
Yeah,
go, then
let
Rome.
Splash land this plane. You never finished. Pause. Go ahead, bro. It's on you.
Oh, I thought. Dude, I raised my hand.
It was on
No,
Splash.
He never finished us, Casey.
No, but hold on. One thing.
No, I said he never finished. Pause. I was pausing that.
Y'all crazy.
It's on Splash. Bro. It's on you.
Y'all. Look, but shut up. You just said some great shit. Look at the perfect example. Look at what happened I don't know if y'all caught the last of the Denver game. It was a scramble play that was kind of similar, right? And guess who ended up with the ball? Jokic. He ends up with the ball, and win or lose, he takes the shot. That's their star, right? If y'all go back to that game and look at his face, it wasn't so much he was disappointed, but that's not what he wants. You feel me? That's a last resort. You feel me? That's not something that they're banking on at the end of the game. That's a scramble play. Yeah, hit the star, got it. That's something, like I said, you use like in your back pocket. That's something for disposal for Bron. But at the end of the day, you got niggas like, so I'm not trying to harp on it, niggas like Russ, you got to be mindful of the situation and what the program, bro. You're not bigger than I know you want to get a buzzer beater at the crypto. It's Crip Walk. I I know, gang. I know you want that, but hold on, bro. Let's get to our destination. Let's get to where we need to be at, bro.
But Splash, I'm gonna take it a step further because I agree with you. I don't think anyone can decide what we know Russell Westbrook wants. I don't even think it's fair to even infer like he wants that buzzer beater crystal.
There's no way that he thought he was gonna score over Embiid.
His mind. Listen, guys, it took us 18 months for him to buy into one role and one assignment to do on the basketball court for 4 quarters. What makes us think we know what's going through his head with the game on the line, right? His first step one that he's been able to accomplish this season is not be a detriment on the court and contribute to winning basketball. And then when we put him in the second environment with the ball in his hands to close the game and win the game, that is another hurdle that we saw has not been completed tonight. Like, I got a game winner here, like win over more fans. But I don't even know if that's what he wants. Like, can know what's going through his head, what he's trying to do with the basketball, and that's concerning, bro. That's
I disagree, bro. We know he wants to, bro. He wants to score. He wants to get a game winner. He clearly wants.
If he wants to score, he's not doing it responsibly. He fumbled the ball,
but that's the point. He doesn't do a lot of things at this point in his career responsibly. I mean, we know he wants to start. He wants to still be a star level player. He probably wants to win a championship, but I think he wants to do it his way. I mean,
it's not even about posting bail for Russ, though. Here's my issue, bro.
All I know is this nigga.
Rome took an hour off after the game to cool off, so I'm
seriously.
And
let Rome get a
second, bro. Only Westbrook would get this type of shit, bro. The head coach is wrong, obviously, but if this is so many other players, literally, if LeBron does this shit, bro, it's like 70% on him, 30% on. Because LeBron's missed so many clutch shots.
Nah, you about to get smoked by Rose. I'm sorry. It's too late.
They treat this nigga like a make-a-wish.
Is this Darvin
Bell? Rome about to flame your ass. On MLK Day, Rome's about to like fry your brother.
This is Darvin's fault, obviously. But niggas act like Russ didn't just throw up some bullshit.
I think it's 50-50. I think it's...
I mean, you have 2 timeouts and you're just playing off vibes. That in itself should just tell you like what kind of coach... What kind of man Darvin Ham is, bro? Honestly, what kind of man? I'm attacking his character now because this nigga really like this nigga. I like Darren's Abbey, bro. I like Darren's Abbey because Darren's Abbey embodies one of the major flaws of this year, and one of the major flaws of this year is that the Lakers stay in games and they play defense, whatever you want to call it. They play up to their competition. But their late game execution is probably like the level of like the Houston Rockets, like a tanking team. Like the Lakers find ways to lose consistently, and it's one of those things where I don't even know if the personnel is going to change that shit, bro. I really don't. Like I actually don't, bro. Like we're at the point where we have lost more games than we've won. Most of the games that we lost were by single digits. And you can point to the same issues in a lot of the losses. One of them being that you're closing the game with niggas that don't fit together. Like you're literally closing the game with Dennis Schroeder. Listen, bro, I don't give a fuck how well Russell Westbrook played today because he played great. Bro, 7-14, bro, 20 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists. I do not give a fuck about that. Because when the game is on the line and it's crunch time, you cannot play him next to LeBron James. You can't do it. Every single time we've seen this happen, we don't win the game. And we're sitting here wondering who there is to blame. And it's like, dude, how could you not predict that this was going to happen? The dude played out of it. He had a great game, bro. He literally had an outstanding game. But let's just call it what it is, bro.
He's giving Russ praise.
If you want Russell Westbrook ISO against Joel Embiid in the clutch and actually get by him and like score for the win, then you're just not a good basketball team.
Darvin doubled down on that, bro. He said, "I will live with that situation."
That's a fireable offense.
And you know what the funny? How could you sit here? Hold on, James. How could you sit here as a head coach, bro? How could you make the decision as a head coach to say, you know what? We got to separate LeBron James and Russell Westbrook as much as we can.
Russ, you got to buy in. I got to bring you off the bench because I can't have you listen to LeBron James. But then at the end of the fucking game, you say, well, let's just play LeBron James and Russell Westbrook together, even though this entire season, end of games, it doesn't matter if AD's playing. It doesn't matter if he's not playing. It doesn't matter. When you play these niggas together, you don't have a chance to win.
Next to
I'm going to have to go to it again. Where is it at?
On the other team because they actually had some semblance of like wing depth. And the entire game was close. And you played the right guys for the most part. But then when the game was on the line, you said, nah, bro, let's go back to how we lost every other game this year, bro. Let's just go back to that shit. Let's play the wrong guys. Let's play point guards next to LeBron James. I don't know why the fuck you're even playing with point guards next to LeBron James. If you want the ball in LeBron James' hand, play with niggas that don't need the ball in their hands at the end of the game so that they're either spotting up or LeBron can make a play for them or himself. It just doesn't make sense to have LeBron James, one of the greatest players to ever play basketball, standing around while Russell fucking Westbrook's fumbling the ball and fucking trying to ISO Joel Embiid, bro, in the clutch. I don't even care about the fumbled ball, whatever, bro. You had 2 timeouts. You should have called a timeout. It is what it is. Why are you putting this nigga in the situation every single time and expecting a different result? We have not gotten a different result. We get the same result every time. Every fucking time. When the fuck have we said, yo, let's close with Russ and this is gonna work, bro? We are sitting comfortably in the 13th seed right now. We're a game and a half behind the OKC Thunder now, bro. We have the 3rd most losses in the Western Conference. And niggas are not figuring this shit out, bro. What reason is there to even make a trade? We're sitting at the 13th seed. The only justification to make a trade at this point is that we have expiring contracts and it's just fucking idiotic to let those contracts just expire and get nothing out of them. That's the only reason to make a trade. Because at this point, this coach doesn't show you anything. The quote-unquote big 3, the stars, they don't work. It doesn't work. You can't even close with these niggas. How could you sit there as a GM and say, look, bro, our 3 biggest money makers on the team, our 3 stars, are literally like taking up like 90% of our cap space, and we can't close games with them. How's that not alarming? How does like a siren not go off in your head and you're like, fuck, like I have to change this? Like, no, these niggas are gonna keep Russ, and guess what? Even if we make a trade, guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna play because Darvin Ham's gonna keep playing him, and he's gonna play him when the game matters. And it's not even Russ's fault. This shit just doesn't work. And we're going to sit here and we're like, what the fuck, Russ? Why'd you do that? Even though, what else is he supposed to do? I don't even know. Like, what do you want to do? Like,
I have a question.
There's nothing. There's literally nothing, bro. There's nothing that's going to change with this fucking team.
No question.
The core components, what they are.
Bro, even if Russ doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's spotting up in the corner.
He shouldn't be in the game, bro. He literally should not be in the game.
The rough thing is
that's
too,
crazy.
because Darvin's so hard headed.
But I'm not even blaming Russ. It was on Darvin.
Nah, I'm blaming Russ too. Russ has closed games and we've won the games, sadly. But it's kind of like putting a circle in a square hole. Like,
nah, bro. Here's the problem, bro. Here's the problem. You're saying that we've won games with Russ to close with Russ. We are literally 5 games under 500. So that's literally not a justifiable reason. You can't even say that because we're literally a losing basketball team. We're a losing basketball team. So those games that we actually won, we probably just got lucky.
Wait. The only games we really won
You know what? Rome, you know what's funny as fuck,
in the clutch, really? Like,
we're literally,
King,
bro. We were all here sitting here so happy because we were like, damn, We were 7 games under 500. We went on a 5-game winning streak. We're already 5 games under 500.
Rob, you know what the funniest thing is, dude? You said Darvin Ham said, "I'll take that matchup every single time." Russ on Embiid to close the game. If you ask in that moment, Doc Rivers, the opposing coach, the same thing, he will say the same goddamn thing.
Bro, when we lose a playoff series 4-1 and we lost because these niggas just schemed against Russell Westbrook and Dennis Schroeder closing lineups, and you ask him the question, he's gonna say, "Well, we live and die by our players." And what are we gonna do? We're gonna sit here and we're gonna fucking cry about it. But for what? The nigga's gonna keep doing this. It's not gonna change.
And I just realized this is the second time against the Sixers that the Sixers schemed against having Russ beat them, and it hasn't. And they came out successful.
It doesn't matter what
we went to overtime.
It doesn't matter what team it is, bro.
We went to overtime in Philadelphia. They applauded Russ for going 4 for 9, and we lost the game by 13 points. Because they made Russell Westbrook take all the shots. AD did not get the ball for whatever reason we already discussed, and they beat us. But because Russ went 4 for 9, it's not a horrible percentage. It wasn't to blame for that. Even though the Sixers wanted Russ to take every single shot, and we come back to Staples, and the exact same thing happens with the game on the line. Russ against their Defensive Player of the Year, and it happens what happens. Simple as that.
You gotta stop sneaking that in there.
It's not going to change, bro. It's just not going to change.
It is.
No.
Hey, coaches.
The roughest thing
he's not on the
night
call.
too with Darvin. We closed with Brian, Gabriel, Dennis, Russ, and Troy Brown, which is not a lot of shooting. But then you look at the bench, like the niggas who didn't play was JTA, Kendrick Nunn, and Thomas Bryant. And,
that's a roster issue.
At certain points in the game, all three of those niggas was terrible. JTA couldn't guard Harden. Kendrick Nunn is comical to even still be on the team. And
bro, we were praising Thomas Bryant. He can't even close games anymore.
If I'm LeBron, I threaten not to show up to work, dude. Like, this is like insane. But he has a record attached, so like, doesn't even make sense.
Don't make
it's just literally bro. Honestly, like, I don't even at this point, bro. Like, what are we even trading for, bro?
Well, Rome, I was just gonna say, Jeannie won. If you're saying that she won. If you're diving into that mindset, she won. You let her win by doing that mindset because that's what she wanted us to think the whole time.
The only justification. So here's my thing, bro. Here's my thing with that. There is still justification to trade, but it's not because I have faith in the team. It's because it literally is just terrible asset management to just let niggas walk. Like, that is the dumbest thing. We've done it so many times, and it's literally bit us in the ass every time we've done it, whether it's fucking Alex Caruso, like, whatever the case may be.
Julius Randle, Dennis.
Like, Julius Randle.
We're not trading Russ.
Like, whatever it is, bro, letting niggas just walk to walk is the dumbest shit you can do. So, like, they're gonna do it. I'm still a proponent of trades, but I'm not even on the whole, we could fight. Nah, bro. We have a coach that literally is a Russ stan, bro. This nigga is a Russ stan. Like,
but
I'm like, bro,
we disagree with that point.
How do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree. I mean, if we trade Russell Westbrook and get shooting on the team, he's not gonna play the dumbass line. Like, if we get,
we're not gonna trade him.
How do you know that?
Not trading him.
This space is not recorded. We're not trading him. We know
we're not trading the nigga, bro.
If Russ was,
like, we know we're not trading.
Wait.
Darvin would become a different coach than he is right now.
Based on what?
Without the guy he's a stan of.
Yeah,
hold on.
He feels like he's obligated to play because he's such a fan.
Wait, Zay. So if you're saying we had a good roster and we're up there on the Mavs, do you think Darvin fouls Luka with a good roster?
I don't know if he fouls, but I don't know if we're down or tied in the game.
I can't say us having a better roster makes him a good coach.
If we have a better roster, the score is not that.
I just like my theory, bro. I think Russ hurts.
Bro, and let's just call it what it is too, bro.
When we say if we have a better roster, he's not going to be better.
Bro, Russ is not getting traded, so we could kill that shit. But even if he did get traded, bro, then he's just gonna close with Dennis. It doesn't even matter.
But we have forwards. That's gassing it though. We have
real forwards.
Like, it doesn't matter. Real forwards. That's gassing. You got. You only got, like,
it doesn't matter, bro.
We're 3 out of the 6 seed. Don't give up.
Oh my God.
3 out of the 6 seed, bro.
Hey, coaches and sub. Hey, coaches.
I'm the GM. I'm the GM.
Right, coaches and sub. I got a question.
Executive of the year. Go ahead.
I got a question, man, because this has been on my brain. This has been on my brain for a little bit, right? I've just been on my brain. Hey, what are we doing with AD? What are we doing with AD?
Anthony
this
Davis
always hurt, bro.
Anthony Davis, you are.
What do you mean? There's nothing
Bull.
to do with them. The nigga's not here.
But what I'm saying is, like, what do y'all want to do with him? Like, what do y'all?
Anthony Davis, you are a Chicago Bull. That's all.
No, I would
Nobody wants DeRozan.
I would want to keep him.
Let that DeRozan shit
I'm
go.
so glad
I don't want DeRozan. I'm
Trading
saying he's
Anthony
gonna walk.
Davis for DeMar DeRozan
That fool
has
gonna
to get
walk.
shoved kicked from his own space.
We're not getting traded, bro. He's gonna
Easily.
walk. This team is ass. Why would he stay
I
here?
feel like if you there's no
This nigga
trade
twisted his
without
ankle in
Jalen
midair.
Brown, Vice versa.
Bro, I'm
I
not
think
trading
there's
Anthony Davis.
if you trade LeBron,
Anthony
I don't
Davis
think you keep
twisted
AD.
his ankle in midair, fam.
Bro,
I've never seen no
that's
shit
that's
like
the funny thing too, because like AD is like doing the ramp up shit. Nigga, why are you ramping up? The team is done. There's not like, bro, you're gonna ramp up to 6 games under 500.
James thinks that we still have a chance.
Don't make
James
when you put it that way.
Yeah, James on some Zulu shit. I know
James
James is
Zulu.
Zulu.
You're gonna
James is
ramp
Zulu
up
Miami
to
fans,
the
though.
fucking 13th seed. What?
If you say 3 games out of the 6 seed,
Hey, I know Raj was disappointed tonight.
Don't
Bro,
say
it's 3 games
I don't
right
even care
now.
about. I don't care about the Lakers losing. I just hate disappointing Raj because day after day he's just so upset, bro.
Bro, it's
we
literally.
We're 19 and 24.
All right, bro.
Bro, after this Rockets game, we're gonna beat the Rockets tomorrow. We're gonna beat the Rockets tomorrow. After the Rockets game,
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah,
we're sure.
Stop it, bro. They won 10 games this year. Stop it,
bro. They beat the Bucks though.
We got the Kings
I don't
after.
Care. I don't care.
Rome, we got the Kings, Grizzlies after. We got the Blazers after. Who are all
those sounds like easy wins for us.
All playoff teams.
What team are we beating in that situation?
Are you dumb?
Hey, James, have some shame, bro.
What you mean?
We're beating the Kings, Grizzlies, and Blazers.
We just beat Kings last week. You already lost.
We're beating the Grizzlies, bro.
Hey, you know what's hella funny though? You know what our reward is if we beat those 3 teams? Our reward is 2 games under 500. That's our reward.
Why do you keep phrasing it that way? No,
this is crazy,
our reward is the 7th seed. Stop phrasing
crazy, bro.
Wait, James, hold up, James.
That's like saying, you know what the Bucks' reward was, and making the play. They finished
James,
1 game under 500. No, their reward was they made the
James,
playoffs.
I have to ask you, how do you think we'll fare in the playoffs?
I'm talking about Buccaneers, by the way.
What?
No, I was saying you can't.
He asked you
that
how
way
we're gonna do in the
games
playoffs.
under 500 because
they asked you how we gonna do in the playoffs.
I'm not answering that question. I mean,
like, you think it's for the playoffs?
I'm not.
We're not even, bro. We're not making the playoffs.
I disagree.
We're not.
We make it the playoffs, but from there on,
yes, sir. All right, bro.
I'm neutral. I'm not saying
we gotta get these hands. We gotta get these hands.
Because we don't even know when AD is coming back, bro.
He's coming back next week.
AD is saving us. We playing better without him.
It's on 2 bigs, and then we're gonna go to black.
Bro, we're top 5 in defensive rate without AD. By the way,
2 bigs. You got
it. Top 5 defensive rating.
Wait. There was a nigga who flamed me down when I said that the Lakers aren't that bad without Anthony Davis, bro. Somebody at the cheating nigga that I would listen. It is what it is, man. I won. It is what it is.
All I'm saying is we're only 3 games out of 6 seed. Don't look at it as 6 games under 500. You'll just deflate yourself. Hey, but not 2 bigs. It's on you, bro.
I've been patiently waiting for a space to explode on. All right, listen. Y'all said a lot of good shit. Heard a lot of crazy shit. Pause. That's a good one. Say what you want. Anyways, I'm watching this team for many, many years. I'm watching this season.
2 bigs. Russ needed glasses. It's confirmed. He needed glasses.
Oh my God, man! Somebody remembers me from back in the day. That's just
he
what's
needed
up,
glasses, bro.
Oh my God, yeah, we went viral that day. That's what's up. Anyways, and I was not being whatever. I meant that shit.
Oh, I know you were. I
was being very nice actually too. I'm actually a Russ fan, but okay, let me make this clear before I get started on all Stephen A. does this shit. I'm not a Russ fan. I'm not a LeBron stan. I'm not a Russ hater. I'm not a LeBron hater. I'm just calling like I see it.
With
real quick to this game. A lot of people say Russ construction. Okay. A lot of people say Russ shouldn't have took that shot. Okay. I see all that. A lot of people say Ham should have called a timeout. Okay. Other people say, I heard Shub say it, that LeBron should have demanded the ball and taken control at the very end and do what he could do to put people in the right position to win.
Not this game.
I get all it.
Not this game. I didn't say that for this game.
That wasn't this game? Okay, but you said...
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, so
I didn't say that for this game. If he called a timeout and then you want to go ISO Braun, that's totally fine. But I didn't say... I don't
even like ISO Braun. But
I'm just saying what I said in previous games is that I don't like LeBron like sometimes allowing doubles to come in late game situations and then kicking it out to like shitty teammates. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's part of Darvin Ham too for not having people say it's roster construction. It's more about Darvin Ham having rotation construction and putting the wrong people in position, people not in the right position to win. And it's so many layers to that. And yes, this was a bad possession, a lot of bad things. And we all know we're going to compare. Kobe would have never allowed this to happen. That's true. I'm not being a Kobe stand.
Bro, whoever even said that?
Just let him say it. Just let him go, bro.
No.
Let him go. Minutes, bro. Just let me.
He said no.
Let him talk.
Write it on a notepad and then come back. Just write
He
it
just
down.
allowed a 17
come back.
pound record.
So I'm not even trying to compare these Raiders. You already know. We're not doing all that. What I'm trying to make a point is that just seeing the deficiencies in everybody. It's a whole pile who's to blame here. And what I wanted to make clear, y'all should have known. I said this a while ago. When they went on the 5-game winning streak, they thought I was being pessimistic. I said, yeah, when they make that one loss, I said, well, now you won 5. You can't go ahead and lose 3. That's exactly what just happened. I said, because if you're doing that, you're treading water. You won't make position. You won't gain what you need to do. You started the season off 2-10. You can't win 3 games. That's great, but you got to win like 7, 8, 9 games. You have to do it. Or you got to win 5 games, lose 1, win another 5. That's how it has to happen, or you're done. Now we're midway through the season, and you're someone said 5 games below 500. 5 games below 500. We have 2 future Hall of Famers active in the roster, and another potential one who's injured. But you have these pieces here, and people want to talk about, oh, you AD's hurt. I don't give a damn. You got a dude who's old as shit, balling. You got another dude who's playing like dog shit when it matters the most. It is what it is. Now, if the Lakers were really concerned about winning, why in the entire fuck would you get a rookie head coach and a man in his twilight? You don't do that. You don't do that unless you're saying, okay, you know what, we just gonna pack it in. We just want to sell tickets. Because if you, and I'm gonna tell you why that happened. It happened because we got to go back. People hate on Vogel. Okay, I think it's interesting we hate on Vogel, someone who won in the most complicated times in the bubble and brought a championship. Oh, they say anybody could have won it. Anybody didn't win it. That motherfucker did. He lost 1 game a series. He made adjustments. All right, he's a proven head coach before. He gave LeBron fits when he was over there in fucking Indiana. It's a fact. All right, he ain't the greatest coach in the world, but why'd you end up with him? You could have had other coaches because you butt fucked yourself when you're over here and you try to tell people who they're gonna have for their coaches. You ran off other good coaches and they came back to bite you in the ass. These guys will whoop your ass every year. After you won that championship, the team that Magic Johnson, you can hate on him all you want to, and I kind of hate the way he did it too. We're gonna talk about that in 1 second. Magic Johnson put that fucking roster together, man. And they won with this roster. The year after he left, it's a roster he put together. Yes, he brought AD here. AD, that shit was already done. All right, so that's what it is. So this motherfucking Pelinka blows up the team not once, but twice. It made the team worse. So now the coaches are like a fucking fraternity. They see the shit that the Lakers put this dude do from the very beginning. He didn't even pick his own coaches. But guess what we have on the coaching staff? He had proven head coaches to help his sorry ass too. They had Lonnie. They also had a kid.
Lionel Hollins,
Lionel Hollins. Yeah. They had a great supporting cast around him. Yep. Then right after that bubble, Lionel Hollins was gone. Jason Kidd gone. He had nothing but yes man, so they was fucking up. Then he didn't have no respect of Westbrook. That also comes from front office. The front office fucked it up from the beginning. Let's go back on that. Why did Magic Johnson leave to begin with? And what other organization can a motherfucker do that shit to? Leave before the season's over and just have a press conference off the whim. Where else does that happen besides the La La Land? They don't have respect for the office of the ownership of the team. You see it in every sport. The Steinbrenner's doing the same shit right now. When you give it over, the father has the vision. You give it over to some kids who they don't know the ash of the ear. And I love Jeannie, even though she's been on Playboy and everything like that. I think she's good at front office person. But when it comes to running a team, these motherfuckers suck ass. And you're seeing the fruits of it right now. It's been trickulating this whole time. You have the brother in there, and he made the team is not recovering. The Lakers have had one good season. They have had one good season in a motherfucking decade. And it's because people in the front office is ass. And this is the thing. I would say, and Shug kind of alluded to this, you do have to start tricking off some of these players because someone said it. You can't just let the asses go out the door. You have to do that first. And it's not really to win. You can make it look like you're trying to win. Make LeBron feel like you're trying to win.
It's not about winning. It's just about asset management. That's what I'm saying.
It's about asset management. So you want to get some players. You want to get some young players. I don't give a fuck who it is. It really don't matter. You get some young, good, able players with some cheap contracts. That's cool.
Nas Reed.
Make it look like you're trying to win. Let's do that first, right? And then after you suck ass and barely make the play in, and then you lose in any one of the fucking rounds of the play. It doesn't matter. So once that happens, you blow this motherfucker up. Send LeBron back to Cleveland and get as much assets as you can, young players and picks, because you ain't got no goddamn picks. Get some first-round picks. Cleveland will say, take all these motherfucking picks. You can get 3 firsts and a second, all kinds of shit, and some good role players. You can send fucking AD back to send his ass to Chicago. You can get a Zach LaVine and some other good pieces. Zach LaVine want to come back to LA anyway. He's still 27, 28.
Hey, Thubix, can I add to what you're saying? And I want you to continue real quick. What you're describing is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They traded Russell Westbrook for picks. They traded Paul George for picks. And they had 2 stars. They had 2 stars, and they traded him away to start over. And we have currently 2 stars right now. They have the same record as us currently, and a better record than us. And they already did the rebuild. And they have the picks and a better record than us, than the team with the 2 stars. It's insane.
But
there's injuries.
That was a different scenario completely.
I'm still done with this fucking shit.
I'm almost done. That's what a competent front office would do. But see, I understand the Lakers are always used to big game hunting. The problem is, the league don't fucking respect y'all. They don't respect y'all. They showed you that shit back in the CP3 trade. They don't fucking respect y'all. So when it comes down to it, you gotta. This is the thing. People don't understand is Lakers are glitz and glamour, everything like that. But the only thing they don't own anything outside of the Lakers. They're run like a mom and pop shop. They actually are broke, like these motherfucking, like the OKC Thunder, like small market team. You got to learn how small market teams maneuver, because there ain't no fucking reason why the Kings should be better than the Lakers right now. So when you see this shit happening, look, you're not going to the team. LeBron's getting older. AD not gonna get healthier. His stock don't get any higher than right now. This motherfucker was looking like an MVP the first 3 weeks of the season, and everybody saw that. It's just a matter of him staying healthy. They would love to take his ass back to Chicago. Chicago going the wrong direction. You think he can't help them? They would say, here, take Zach LaVine, because his ass gonna leave anyway. We'll take his ass. We'll take some assets back from y'all. We'll get some first round picks. We do the same. You have to do it, because they're not gonna do shit this year. It's not going to happen. I don't care what you say. They can make it. They look like they can, but when you have a rookie head coach, they told you without telling you, they're not here to win, because they ain't no motherfucker. The time you have a rookie head coach, you win it. Phil Jackson, you had motherfucking Michael goddamn Jordan in his prime. Your team was primed to win. What else you do with Steve Kerr, who's a front office exec before, but Steve Kerr, you already had a team on the precipice of winning. You have a team that's descending right now. You have LeBron in his last years. You do not give this man a non-proven coach. Ham needs to be in a team that he's rebuilding from scratch. And this is not what it is. And that's why the team look like ass. So you got to go ahead and do these things. And if it don't happen, sell the motherfucking team, because they ain't going to do nothing. They're going to tread water.
Blow it up. Blow it up.
First off, James, fuck you.
Zay, go ahead, and then James.
Yeah.
Let me say, too, I don't think a competent front office would rebuild. That's literally, I think that's the opposite of a confident front office would trade LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because that would admit that they're not good enough to fix this. A competent front office would make an attempt to fix it, 1. And 2, I don't even remember my second point. Go, James.
Now, I was going to say, the only putback I was going to give is to the actual trade.
Hold on, real quick, because you said what you actually said. What I said. I said you make trades now. You're obviously not blowing it up now. You make it look as if you make a final shot to try to look as if you're trying to make it in. Because, like you said, we're only like a few games out of 6, which is the playoffs, right? So you do that. Once that doesn't work, and I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna fucking work. But once it doesn't work, then you have to blow it up.
So, Tubix, what you're saying is like right now, get young pieces right now. Get young pieces right now that are disguised. Get young pieces now that are disguised to help LeBron and AD this season win a championship. But in reality, it is to rebuild like with those people once this is blown up. I got you,
bro. Nothing you can trade is worth. Nothing you can trade that's not LeBron and AD is worth rebuilding with. Like you're not rebuilding with.
No, I'm trying to understand his point. I don't know if I agree with
him. You're rebuilding with the assets you're getting back.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And it sounds weird because the Lakers aren't about that shit, and I get it. We've always big game. The only time we've been doing that shit is when we had unexpected things happen, like Magic Johnson getting HIV. But it's shit that happened that wasn't supposed to happen. Trading Shaq away because Shaq was being belligerent towards the head coach. I'm sorry, towards the ownership. So things had to happen weird ways for us to get into a situation where we were looking like dog shit. And then also it happened. They could have not looked like dog shit in Kobe's last years, but they wanted to make him look good on his way out, pay him absorbent amount of money, and I'm okay with that too. Because you know why? He brought us 5 fucking rings, goddammit. So I'm okay with that. So at the end of the day, you have to try to before the trade deadline make some moves. Once that doesn't work, because I'm telling you, it's probable, it's possible, but not probable. That is not going to work. So, but you try to do it, and once it doesn't work, you cannot come back and say, "Hey, AD, hey, LeBron, let's try it again." And everybody, there's only people coming back on the contracts next year. Let's follow me: LeBron, AD, and motherfucking Damian Jones. That's it. You ain't got nobody. Everybody else is gone from
Christie.
No. Christie's on a rookie deal. Is on some sort of option. It's like a whatever the fuck.
I mean, what about Reeves? What about Reeves?
Reeves has an option, I believe.
Option.
He has a player option. He has a player option, and that's it.
He'll be back.
You don't have nobody left.
James, go ahead.
The only pushback I had to anything you said was on the actual trades you listed. Like, when you said like LeBron to Cleveland, I don't think they have the assets anyway, because they lose like Kevin Love in free agency, and he's the big money over there that you could put in a trade to try and get LeBron. So I don't think they have like I don't think they have the salary needed. They don't have the salary over there to like get a LeBron in a trade. Anyway.
Bro, the Bulls are definitely trading Zach LaVine or Anthony Davis. What?
To be exactly where they are right now.
No, I'm not gonna say. What?
But why would the Bulls trade Zach LaVine?
Yeah,
why would they want to put
He's younger.
Zach LaVine?
They'd be the same. Yeah, they'd be the same shit they are now with Anthony
Davis.
He's
a better player. Wait,
but I'm saying
he's younger. He's younger.
What the fuck is that about young, bro?
You're trading.
Watch the Bulls.
If the Bulls are going after AD, they're gonna want to keep
Lonzo's
LaVine as well.
Bro, he's like 3 years older than you,
right?
They're gonna
because Lonzo's hurt, they're looking to move somebody.
It makes no sense to trade the only good player you have for Anthony Davis.
AD and DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan's not a good player?
DeRozan and Vucevic. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
DeMar DeRozan's on the last year of his deal.
No.
I think he has 40 tonight.
I think he has 1 more year, if I remember
anyway,
correctly.
my pushback wasn't towards the bullshit. I was actually talking about the cap shit because I don't think they have the money to like make a LeBron trade anyway. That's all I was saying.
Yeah. I don't know about the cap stuff.
Yeah, because they lose
Mitchell
Kevin
got to
Love.
get paid, bro.
Yeah, plus they lose Kevin Love. He's making like $30 million around that kind of money. They lose him in free agency, so they don't have the necessary salary to make a Braun trade. So that's all.
What are you gonna trade? Karis LeVert, nigga? Like,
yeah, he don't even make enough money. That's all I was saying.
But no, I appreciate you two bigs. I appreciate you two bigs. Listen, I know what I respect what two bigs is saying because no matter what, he's going to be a Lakers fan regardless. So blow it up or don't blow it up. Who's here, not here, still going to be regardless. So
I don't think blowing it up is a bad idea. By the way,
I don't think so either.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Said, if they do nothing by the deadline, Derek is getting blown up because I don't think it's blown up. I think Bron and AD are going to ask out. Like they're not going to.
We can't be naive to that idea.
Building a good team in free agency.
Blowing it up.
We literally we're about 3 weeks from this team being.
I disagree.
I said it.
We're 3 games out.
Said it. I'm not here just to play basketball. I'm here to win.
Right.
They're not showing they want to win. He's like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we're literally 3 weeks from this team blowing up. That's kind of.
AD was miserable on the bench when they were losing.
Bronny said I'm playing there. So he's already saying, y'all, like, I ain't really about this Lakers shit. I'm just about winning. He don't give a damn. He's not loyal to anybody but himself. He said this since the beginning. So I don't see the problem. I don't see why people can't understand. Like, I don't want to do it. What
trade LeBron.
Because then you let him walk away. That's another thing. Like they said, like Coach said, like these other assets. Now imagine losing Bron for nothing. Imagine that shit in a couple years or a year and a half. Imagine just walk away for nothing. Now you're LeBron.
We get it, nigga.
Bro, what are you doing, nigga? Like, come on.
Who's saying that shit?
It's the nigga that y'all brought up.
Who added that nigga? Come on,
Joke Abby shit, bro. Like,
it's always you, Zay.
Just repeating the same shit over and over when the nigga's talking.
I swear that was Shark that added
that.
All right,
that nigga Zay adds the worst nigga. I swear to God, this nigga Zay adds the worst nigga.
Facts, I added Zulu, I added Black.
That nigga adds the worst.
Hey, but two bigs, appreciate it, bro.
I don't know who you're talking to. It's my space. I don't know why you.
Hey, Black, it's on you, bro.
Oh, I never said it was on Black. I don't know.
He's the only one with his hand up, dude.
It's on. I don't know what you're looking at. No, it's all good. I'm gonna go to Black because I said Black can go. Black,
dude,
go ahead.
You can't go ghost in the whole space.
Go ahead, bro.
It's always to the end, bro.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
I hate all of you. I just want to let you know. Go ahead.
All right.
This team not average, Black.
Huh?
They're not.
Not average,
bro.
Black.
5-3 in the last 8.
Don't get in a fight with
average?
nobody, bro.
They're not
Please
average.
just say your thing.
To defend Black, he said with Reeves, Lonnie, and that's what he said was average.
Wait, we're 5-3 in our last 8 without Anthony Davis. That's over 500.
Yeah,
Black,
they're
I wasn't
not
even
average.
finna-
They're 5.
They're average with Reeves and Lonnie.
I don't
No,
care
it's not your fault.
Yeah, because I
Black.
mean we've been over the point that I said, so you know what I'm saying? The niggas know what they talking about.
They love your point that much, bro. They keep
They
talking.
got cheerleaders. Black. That's crazy.
Hey, come on, bro. Stop.
Two.
Chill.
You got 2
You know what I'm
cheerleaders.
saying?
Hashtag Team Black.
That's nasty.
That's disrespectful.
That's
Who
crazy,
keeps
bro. Hashtag
fueling?
number 1, Team Black. Number 2, Black. Why did we run Zoom late in the game?
All right, so you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I mean, I can understand, like, you know what I'm saying, like, very frustrating losses that we've had over the past couple weeks. Completely understand. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, bro. When it comes down to this game right here, to me, bro, nigga got fouled. Like, I'm like, hey, bro, like, I said to me, the nigga got fouled. He got fouled, and it's just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Did I want the timeout? Of course I wanted the timeout. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean, though, Black?
That he got
What
just the same way I felt Troy Brown got fouled. Russell Westbrook got fouled.
Troy Brown got fouled. LeBron got fouled.
I know,
but
bro, but I'm saying, like, it's just like
Y'all said Brown ball don't work.
it's irritating as hell to constantly not get those calls. But you know what I'm saying? That shit happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other niggas get those calls. It's crazy. Like, I saw Jimmy Butler get an and one off a jump stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas get calls in other teams. We don't. It's cool. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
for 2 seasons,
overall,
for 2 seasons,
I mean, the
when
dude
this man
right
is ready to be held accountable, there is a ready-made excuse
So that
for
shit
this
went
player
from
to be held on a
said
platter
Brown ball
every single time.
Ain't no way I'm about to sit here and blame the refs for 2 straight losses.
I didn't sit and blame the rest for 2 straight losses. I just talked about that final shot.
That's bullshit, man.
I just talked about the.
I
I haven't even gotten into my point. I just talked about the final shot. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Like, niggas be hating what I say so much that it's like they can't even wait to hear what I'm fully saying. I was talking about that one shot.
Bro, you the Russell Westbrook of coaches, then. That's crazy. You polarizing as fuck. Keep going, though.
I have never been as bad as other Russ fans in here, so let's go off that. Anyway, so here we go.
Call him out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to the course of the game, bro, like, it's hard for me to continue. Like, that's why I haven't really been on no defense side. But, like, again, you know what I'm saying? My rule of thumb is I give rookie coaches a year before I at least make a definitive decision on them. However, I do believe, like, see, it's like I've always been on the tip about the roster. You know, I have been vocal about that. But the more I watch these games, I still would not.
What do you mean the tip, bro?
Bro, stop it, bro. Come on.
The
Come
tip
on, bro.
is crazy,
Stop, bro. You know, come on, bro.
If
Stop,
that was
bro.
no, Black. I'm not stopping
So
shit.
here we go. Like,
Anybody
you know,
else
like,
said
you
that,
know,
you would
the
have been
roster
like,
has
hey,
been bad, yo.
yo.
Like, the roster has been. I'm not a big fan of the roster. Like, I haven't been. I've been vocal about it, but the more games I just watch, I'm sitting here watching all these one possession games that we keep losing, and I just look at my dog, and I'm just like, dude, he just has to be better. Like, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you do have a good, competent roster, like, let's take the 76ers, for instance, right? And you take what I believe is more of like a mid-tier coach in that man. So
mid-tier.
I think he's
Doc
personally
Rivers?
a mid-tier coach. Personally, this is a personal opinion.
You said Doc?
Yeah,
you said
Doc.
You're talking about Doc Rivers?
So I think, you know what I'm saying, when you have a competent roster with a mid-tier coach, you are able to, you see, like, again, margin for errors and stuff like that. Like, we've talked about it a bunch of times. But right now, my rookie, he's not doing well. He's looking like a bad coach. He is doing the things of, you know what I'm saying, he's expressing like the kind of tendencies that bad coaches do. He's, you know what I'm saying, it started with, you know what I'm saying, early in the season when we saw the rosters. Or, I mean, not the rosters, the rotations. And then most recently, when we started to kind of click as a team and gel a little bit and get some sort of consistency, now you're starting to see like his just game management on a more so, I would say, he has some bad macro level, but his micro level is really starting to kind of like make me question a lot about what his philosophies are. Because it's just like, when you have scenarios just in back-to-back games where you have, you know what I'm saying, you can just make simple adjustments to simply, like, it's like we got like, okay, Troy Brown's getting killed by James Harden. Let's see if we can switch something up. Okay, you know what I'm saying? My player, you know what I'm saying? There's just 4 guys watching, and it's the final shot. Yeah, like this is what my opinion, especially on that final possession. When you're a good team that's rolling and you've been winning a lot of games, I'm way more okay with okay, just let it play out and just see what's going on. Like, because we've been that kind of team. We've just been working teams. We're winning games. But when you're not a good team and you have a small margin of error, especially without your best player, you have to take the reins over as much as possible, in my opinion, if you're going to coach. Like, you have to take the reins over because you can't leave the option for chaotic stuff, because when you're not a good team, chaos doesn't go your way. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're a good team, I feel like it's just, it's kind of more on some superstition type of shit, but I feel like when you're a good team, the bounce goes your way. Like, the bounce just tends to go your way more when you're a good team. When you're a team that's on the fringe or a bad team or you're a decent team, those chaotic moments usually never go your way. And I would love to see him take more control of those chaotic moments. Like you said, in the first half, this nigga Russ is yelling for him to take a timeout. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? I just wonder what's going on in my dog head, and it's kind of just worrying me for the future because, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not seeing the stuff that I need to see for him to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
See, but that goes back to Two Big's point where he's like, bro, why would you hire a fucking rookie head coach in the year of LeBron?
And if you're looking to, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was very exciting
I
because
only get
he's a
it from
rah-rah
the
guy,
trend
like
of
people
the
have said.
Celtics and
But
all them other
in terms of just logistics, yeah, you need someone that has, you know what I'm saying, like, proven track record with respect, who can get the most out of players, who's proven that, especially when, you know what I'm saying, you're in a kind of a sticky situation like we have been.
You know, it's funny though. Darvin Ham actually does have a good.
I'm saying, like, I'm talking like in terms of like head coaching. I mean, when I mean track record, because I know players respect Darvin.
I'm just saying. I just think it's funny because that was the first time where, like Willie Green, Taylor Jenkins, the cheater in Boston, like those niggas, they didn't get the same amount of praise that Darvin Ham got when Darvin Ham came on the scene as the head coach, and like everybody was like super like, yo, this guy's this, he's this, and like he's gonna be a great coach and all this shit, and it's just like it's crazy because to Zay's point, like that rookie excuse is not even valid anymore just because of the way the league has been the last like 10 years. Like, bro, we're talking about like niggas like Steve Kerr winning in his fucking first
I don't give
year.
Steve Kerr that credit though, so I'm not gonna go as far as say Steve Kerr, but I know what you mean because I was gonna get to.
I'm just saying. My point is that like the rookie stuff is just like
is bogus.
I understand. I was gonna get to that. I was gonna get to that because I was gonna say
Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson.
I was gonna say like there's been rookies who've obviously come in and had success early and look like they've established some sort of like. Just like that they know something little about the game that they can offer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when Ty Lue took over his first year, even though, granted,
Black made the finals.
I'm saying he had the final, but even though, like I said, he had more LeBron in like his second prime. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just still certain things that you could tell that they kind of know what they're doing in certain scenarios, which I just have yet to see from my man Darvin Ham. Like, he hasn't shown me that like he can be consistently making the right plugs and just certain scenarios that seem obvious to a lot of people. And it's like I can't really sit here and defend those kind of situations. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that. I feel like we've probably lost at least like 14 games because of his hand, and we could have at least flipped half of those. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
Let me address the rookie coach thing just real quick.
I'm not a Ham defender, but I think
so. Russ ball didn't work.
I just want to address the rookie coach thing real quick. Like I said before, I think y'all missed that point. I said when that happened, it was usually young players in their prime. And you have a young rookie coach coming in there, you can mold him, you can shape him.
Yeah, this is different. You got an old guy.
You don't usually do that when you have a guy on his way out. It doesn't usually work that way. That's usually like when you have a team that's a bunch of old guys, a bunch of young guys from G League, that's a rebuilding type of scenario. So when you have like a Phil Jackson, you have like a Steve Kerr, Jordan was on the incline, and so was, you know what I mean? It was different scenario. That was my point. So when you get a rookie head coach who has some experience, they come in there on a team that's on the precipice of being great, not a team that's coming from a gutter already. That's the difference.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely see the point you're saying. I feel like with the coach shit, bro, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels like karma to me, bro. Because like, if you really think about it, bro, from a superstitious like basketball god standpoint, bro, the Lakers essentially turned down not only LeBron's head coach, but they turned down AD's head coach. Niggas forget Monty Williams was like in the running to be the head coach of the Lakers.
I mean, remember when we was trying to make shit popping again back when Kobe was still here? We turned on a nigga that gave us how many rings? 5 rings.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, Monty Williams. Think about this for a second though. Monty Williams and Ty Lue got turned down, right, for Frank Vogel, and like, bro, Monty Williams coached AD and Ty Lue coached LeBron, and then it's like one of these things where it's just like, bro, Like what? It's almost karma, bro. It feels like karma. Like you turn down
It
these
makes you
guys
feel.
that like
It
made
really makes
sense
you
to
feel
get.
like
And
that the
then
front
hold on,
office
and then
wants to be having
I've
people that they can
never
control.
heard
hold on one last
I've
thing.
never
And
heard a
then
championship
Vogel,
coach get turned down. I've never heard a championship coach get turned down. Bro. I've never heard of that. Like championship coaches walk into jobs, bro. Like Doc Rivers got fired by the Clippers. He was hired by the Sixers immediately. Like
championship coach never turned down, especially when that championship coach has won with your current
the player
franchise
that you
player.
just signed.
Your
What
current
the fuck
franchise
the Lakers
player.
doing? Bro, it wasn't even. I don't know,
GM?
bro. I think they was trying to avoid the perception that LeBron runs the Lakers, so they ain't give him his coach. I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, but
So
I don't
he
know
has
how you only
power.
give Ty Lue
That's
what
why
Wait,
he
so
did.
I think it's
James,
about power.
let me ask you this: who were the finalists for the coach position? It was Terry Stotts and Kenny Atkinson,
What,
right?
you talking about this year?
Yeah, for this year.
When
I think
LeBron
it was
signed.
Mark Jackson,
Kenny
There's
Atkinson,
no way
Jackson,
Mark
Terry
Jackson
Snyder,
would have
Terry
got the job.
Stotts.
Terry
They all got
Stotts.
second
Yeah,
interviews.
Mark Jackson would be worse for
All
sure.
right, so
I'm at the point where I don't even know, Zay. I don't even know.
Are we taking Terry Stotts
Bro,
over
Mark
Kevin
Jackson
Durant?
was going
Mark
to.
Jackson
He was just like Curry, run around
He
the
hasn't
screen and
coached in like
execute it.
12 years.
Yeah, Mark Jackson taking off for pride, though,
Sorry.
bro. You know that.
To answer your question, are we taking any of those guys? This is the problem, bro. None of these guys, like these hoorah guys, bro. One thing, if you want to look at it objectively, bro, let's take this game for example. The reason I'm frustrated,
I'll take
bro. You talk about a scouting report and players' tendencies, bro. Like objectively speaking, and like one thing you could write about Russ is like, kind of loses control when he's going full speed or whatever it is. And if you see that happening with the game on the line, bro, and you don't even take an objective stance of like, hey, this tendency is about to happen. I know my players more than anyone. Let me slow things down and get something in the half court. Objectively speaking, whether you like Russ or not Russ, that is an objective fact in a scouting report. That's something along the lines that would say that is a detriment of Russell Westbrook. So the fact that your favoritism and your standship has reached an all-time high to where you allow that to happen, and when he fumbles the ball, you still allow it to happen. And when the game is over and lost, you double down on it.
That's crazy.
It's like, I don't see the reason. I don't think Luke Walton, I don't think Frank Vogel, I don't think any of our previous coaches like this. And when you mention those names, I don't know about Mark Jackson, that's a wild card, but Terry Stotts, Quinn Snyder, these guys don't show favoritism to anyone, like whatsoever. And X's and O's, motivation is partly necessary, and I do believe Ham gets the most out of his players. That's one thing I'll give him credit for. But to answer your question, Rome's right. I don't know anymore because those guys I can I'm sure of. Terry Stotts never showed favoritism to a Damian Lillard. Quinn Snyder never favorited Donovan Mitchell. How you show favoritism to your players is in the minutes that you give to your franchise.
But those are different because those were their best players. They didn't have to show favoritism. They're gonna play.
Bro, well, let's just go to Ty Lue.
Darvin thinks Russ is one of our best players, which is why he has the biggest faith in the thing.
That's my point.
Issue.
Bro,
It's the truth. That's the way the roster is constructed, bro. That's what I was trying to say. Like when I got to that, when I was talking about the shot, like my issue is more so with Darvin than Westbrook because it's like in that situation you got a running clock and niggas is standing around all watching you, and you just got to ISO with a big man. That nigga Darvin should have been like, no, like I don't think, like you know what I'm saying. As long as I've watched Russ, even in his most clutch moments, I've never seen him ISO on a wing really and then just take a nigga for the win. Like that's just not how that's not his game.
But this is my point.
You know what I'm saying?
This is my point.
We've never seen Russ ISO and take a nigga for the what?
He said I think he said from the left wing.
Oh, from the left.
Well, listen,
wing.
no. But this is how Russ. Zay, this is how Russ is getting a pass. This is how Russ is getting a pass because nobody on this fucking app and fans anywhere, no one would be this hard pressed over the timeout if it was LeBron James with 14 seconds bringing the ball up.
That's why
I calling a timeout would still be a topic of discussion if he missed the shot. But as this much as you're seeing right now, the tone and everything, it would not be this big of a deal if it was someone else with the basketball. But people don't want to admit it, Russ fans included, because they know they need a coach to save that player from his own tendencies. And that's the issue that I have. It's like if you were just slightly more decisive, we wouldn't be talking about someone else to blame.
But bro, let me go back to Rome's point, like about the Ty Lue shit. I've seen him in playoff games bench Kyrie and Kevin Love. So if you're talking about favoritism,
versus the Pacers,
that's the biggest example right there. Like,
but
Ty Lue
the difference
Kevin
is he
Love
would never.
and Kyrie
second
for
and
Joe
third best player.
Fryer.
But the
I think talking about bringing a coach to save a nigga is kind of a little bit disingenuous because even the greatest players needed coaches who knew how to play to their strengths. Like when that nigga Kobe was playing with bum coaches, that nigga was just out here getting his rocks. You know what I'm saying? He's getting all his all his points in the world. But the nigga wasn't winning shit and he was pissed. The nigga needed someone who could put everything in his position so that he could play to his best. It's just how it goes. That's why I'm like, to sit here and say that I need the nigga
Westbrook
to
has so many more
like
flaws
you're right. Your point is right, Shub, where you're saying like it's a big deal because Russ did it. Yeah, I agree to that for sure. But like to say that he needs a nigga to save him is crazy because even if he let LeBron go down and do that, to me, I know how you saying like for other niggas it's all like, but for me, I'm like, nah, you call that fucking timeout because these niggas have proven to me while they've been here that this is not the way we play basketball in the clutch moment.
But it's not about the other dudes, Black. It's about LeBron James, the best decision maker on the fucking court, living with the results of what he does. So in that essence, and that's why it's a different scenario, you trust the man making $154 million to make the right play, whether or not you live with it or you die with it, however way it goes. If he's 0 for 10 in the last 10 games, everyone on the fucking fan base is going to live with that, and not Russell Westbrook, because we have seen time and time again when he's going at that speed with the basketball, anything can fucking happen, and everyone's anxiety picks up, and that's why you need Darvin Ham, and that's, again, to my point, that's why we're calling on Darvin Ham this much with this intensity to call a timeout, because the man with the basketball, we don't know what he's going to do. So you need to dead the ball and figure it out.
If we keep getting all these LeBron bricks like we keep getting in the close games in the final moments, then niggas are gonna call for the timeout the same way. Like it's just like you should see the team. Like when is this season LeBron just come down with last seconds, been able to just make something happen? It's just not happening.
But you know what?
The Kings game not happening.
LeBron could have called timeout, by the way. So just saying.
I mean, any player on the court could have called a timeout. The person who's hired to call a timeout could have called a timeout.
You're correct.
We're blaming the coach.
No, we're not blaming the coach.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I put the blame on Darvin Ham.
That's a good point. Why did LeBron call timeout? Zay, why didn't LeBron call timeout?
Because he's a player.
Whoa.
He dribbles.
You want to read?
Darvin Ham doesn't dribble.
You want to read the rule book? Anyone can call timeout.
Joe could call timeout.
Including the person.
I'm just telling y'all.
I'm not gonna ask players to be coaches on the court, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Black,
you saying
you're insane.
The coach got to make that call.
Nah,
you're right. But you say you don't want players to be coaches on the court. The best players are coaches on the court.
I meant late game situation. I'm not asking LeBron to call a timeout right there.
No. Okay, the phrasing is wrong. No one's asking him to call timeout, but he very much could have called a timeout.
Right, that's what.
That is within his jurisdiction.
I'm not blaming LeBron.
And as the leader of the team, as the leader of the team, and the one that's going to get the blame for everything, that's an option you look at. It's like, hey man, like maybe you should have stepped in there. And
also, Black said what?
Not his fault. He didn't call timeout.
I didn't say that.
Could have called timeout.
I didn't say that. I said it just hasn't been a thing this season. Making that shot hasn't been a thing for him this season, bro.
What game has LeBron made something happen?
I said made that shot, bro. I just said made that shot, bro.
No, he got him. He made that pass to Brown in the corner.
He did make that pass. I'm just talking about the shot. I'm talking about last second shooting because we was talking. I was talking about
the step back.
But clutch is not only last second shot. Why do we boil down clutch?
Bro, because I was talking about the rush shot. Y'all gotta stop trying to take what I'm saying out of context.
Okay, but I'm talking about
Rush didn't take a jump shot.
Okay, we had a whole 14 seconds.
Black is asking about the moments where LeBron stroked that thing, Cuzzo. And y'all are missing
LeBron stroked that thing,
bro.
Denver, Washington, Atlanta twice, Charlotte.
When did LeBron stroke that thing?
Bro, it wasn't a last second shot. If you dribble out,
jumpers, layup, same shit.
You dribbled out the entire clock. So I can't come down to it's the last second. Like we had.
Do you know, James? You kind of do the same thing that you accuse Russ stands of.
Oh, by the way,
I didn't accuse. This is not defending LeBron. I didn't do nothing.
No, I'm just saying, like, LeBron hit the same way niggas be saying, like, oh, as soon as someone says something about Russ, here come Russ stands. Like, as soon as some niggas say anything about Bron, now you got some stat to say.
You were talking about that was.
I'm just saying,
Is he not the topic of discussion?
Don't out yourself.
Stop muting. Let him talk. Is he not the topic of discussion?
I got the mute musketeers up here. Goddamn.
It is not.
That's
Why is it
crazy.
illegal for LeBron
But
James and
anytime
Russell
somebody
Westbrook
says
to
something
have
about
double
Russ,
standards?
here come you talking as
I've
well.
literally
So
been
keep that same
quiet
energy
this
with yourself,
entire
my
time
nigga.
listening to niggas shit on
Wait,
Russ all night.
Nah.
This is
Black.
I've
I was
literally
shitting on
waited.
Russ all
You
night?
cannot say because I've literally waited my
Hold on,
entire turn.
Wait. Hold on.
I ain't gonna
I was
lie.
shitting on
I
Russ.
just
I shit
watched
on
the
Russ the
clip.
least
Hey, stop
out of
muting.
everybody.
That
I literally
Russ.
barely said anything
I
about
didn't
him
say
this
you.
space.
I'm
I
gonna
Hey,
blame
listen, I
react
didn't
to
say
Darvin.
you
it.
particular. Did I just said I have not said nothing
Oh
about
my
Russ.
God,
I've
bro.
I'm
Who
gonna
the fuck
react
you
to
Bro,
it.
talking
you
to?
literally just said,
Me.
nigga,
What do
you
you mean you
literally
didn't
just
say
said
me
anytime someone says
specifically?
something about Russ, here come me. When I've been quiet this entire time, when niggas have been shitting on
Bro,
Russ
no.
all
I'm
night,
talking and
and I've been
I'm
quiet.
talking
I
about
waited my entire,
you
I've
just
waited
got
my
on
entire
the
life to get
mic.
my turn
First of
off.
all, why are
And
you
now
I
just
just
niggas
think you
running
having
should
your
go with my
mouth?
issues.
theory.
That nigga lied.
So, hey,
So
no,
when
you,
somebody
and you
says
know what's
something about Russ,
crazy?
you
You know what's
don't
crazy?
cookie
It's
first,
because you
bro.
ain't fucking record this
That's
space. You
crazy.
can't even
Niggas
go
lying
and
now.
confirm that I've been shutting the fuck up. That's
Niggas
crazy
Well,
as
lying
I
fuck.
was
now.
really
The
pissed. I
one
didn't
Niggas
record
space,
the
lying
the
space.
now.
I
one
was
space I can't pull your card on. Now you want to start lying. That's crazy.
Nigga, what
That's
card?
crazy.
it
I
was
literally just
Y'all
said
it
I
was
niggas
ain't
was
said
jokes.
smoking
shit
Wait,
this
LeBron.
whole time.
LeBron.
Only time I
Dude, y'all
said shit
niggas
was
was
I
when
didn't
smoking
Zay
know.
when
LeBron
Zay
that
started
last
talking
night
to
I
me.
saying, let's
That's the
get
only time.
greedy. I literally didn't say shit up here.
Akon has a song that says "Sorry, pussy
Guns
boy,
was
no
up here
bitch."
smoking LeBron
I
said,
did not
let's get
record the
greedy. I literally
space.
didn't say
That is
shit.
my fault.
Why
Wait,
are
I
we
let me
made
let
up
me
lying,
some.
bro?
hold on.
That's
Let me ask
crazy.
this to
Nah,
you
you
and
guys
to
Russ
can't
everybody
defend
in the
had some
yourself.
space.
shit
No, I
on.
have to ask this. Why is it illegal for LeBron James and Russell Westbrook to be on a double standard? Like
I didn't
LeBron is
even
still
pull
I
up the
agree.
better
games,
than
LeBron.
Russell
That was
Westbrook.
Zay that
Talk
said that
about it,
shit,
bro.
first of all.
Yeah,
So that wasn't even me.
If
That
anyone
was
niggas
should
be
be a
you
like,
that
double
said that.
standard, it's them two. I don't
yeah,
understand
niggas
them.
be like Westbrook. You know, Westbrook shoots this amount. Like Westbrook is averaging 50 points a game for the year
And
on like less
LeBron's,
than 40% from the field. There's clearly should
I
be a
don't know
double
why.
And
standard.
bro, you literally asked us a question. You said, what games did he hit that last shot? You literally asked us.
Yeah, I
So what do
did.
you
I
Anyways,
did,
mean?
and I asked you.
So how are you saying when I come off mute, it's about talking about LeBron? We literally asked us a question.
I asked you the question after I said that LeBron ain't been hitting that shit. Then you started going off, and I was like, okay, well, what
And you
shot?
asked us that wasn't even me that was going off. That was him. That was
Cap.
Zay that said Charlotte,
That's cap
Atlanta
he
twice.
said
That
again,
the
wasn't
boy.
even
he
You
me.
be
said the
capping like
Kings.
shit today, boy.
Was that
He
not
said
Zay that said
wait.
Charlotte, Atlanta
Zay said the
twice?
teams.
That
Yeah, he
No,
said
wasn't
Washington.
boy.
me.
Because when I first said the first shit, it don't even matter, bro. We getting the stupid ass semantics that I can't
No,
even
I
check
said
you on.
no. You asked the
All right,
question, and I
Black.
said,
It doesn't
"Why do we
matter.
book?" Stop
It's all good.
muting, bro. Let
It's
the
all
man
good.
talk. Explain to
No,
you
no.
over here
It's
talking.
the ice was gone too long. That's why I'm muting. Chill out. We're
No,
gonna
he
go to.
asked us a question, and what I said was, "Why do we boil down clutch to the last second shot?" That's literally all I said.
I know.
I
I
didn't say
agree.
nothing that defended
I
anybody.
remember that, James. We're gonna go
LeBron
to
made
Born Rebel. We're gonna go to no last thing. He left because y'all bitching all the time over like one like minor thing. He had his hand up too. He's been waiting. Anyways, we're gonna go to
Oh
Fresh
damn, he
Prince,
left.
and
Damn.
then I'm gonna hear from Splash. I don't know if Vince Smoke has already spoke, but we're gonna hear from Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince, tough loss tonight. What'd you make of tonight's game, bro?
Niggas can't
LeBron
land they
made two
plane?
threes in the clutch against
No,
Milwaukee.
you cannot.
All right,
No.
bet.
Fresh
I
Prince.
haven't spoken yet, sure, and to be honest, I don't really have too much to say. You
Oh,
already know
okay.
what the fuck I'm about to say.
Yeah,
These
well,
type
That's
of
I'm gonna hear
games.
you soon. It's on Fresh Prince though, and
No,
then
it's okay.
Vince.
It's okay. Yeah, I can't. I
Yeah,
will, but I can't.
I got
Shit.
you. No, I feel
Tell
you,
us how
bro.
bad Russell Westbrook is, bro.
Zay, I
I'm gonna get
swear,
to you.
Zay, I swear to God, do not.
Don't test him today, bro. Hey,
Zay,
Fresh
I
Prince
swear
is
to
on
God,
you,
do
bro.
not.
Who took the last shot?
Outside of like Bron and Russ, you see where this team so flawed at. Like
Yeah.
they still like they
Outside
right
of
there,
who?
but outside of Russ and Bron, like everybody else, you see like why they need to make a trade. Like, because if you had somebody like a Gary Trent in that situation, this game don't even get that close. Like, it's not even this close. Like down the stretch, like because Bron and Russ they was playing too good leading up until the last minute. But I mean, out as far as like what happened in the last second, he should have called a timeout. But after they got the stop, he should have at least been calling the play in from the sideline. Like as the ball going up the court, he should have been telling Russ what the fuck set they should get into, and Russ should have been calling it out, which it should have been just a Bron and Russ pick and roll if you're not just gonna give it up to Bron. So everybody just not standing around, not just watching one person dribble that hole. But they just don't got no shooting. Like in the difference, a lot of the reason why the game was close because shit they couldn't make no threes and they missed so many free throws early in the game. Like there was a difference that made up the score. Like if they make a couple more threes threes or they don't miss all the free throws they miss. That the point difference. Shit, that's the point difference right there.
Yeah, no, because Lakers were 6 for 20 from the 3-point line. They made 12 threes, so the point difference is about 18. They were a plus 18 on threes.
They don't got no shooters. In the whole 2 years, Bron and Russ been together. They not no good fit, but shit, you haven't put no comfortable shooters around them though. Like besides Bron first year, but since Russ been there, like they haven't had no comfortable shooters out there with them. Like somebody that when they driving that they kick it out, you know for sure that
That's not the, but that's not the coach's fault though, because I mean,
that's front office though,
Wayne
bro.
Ellington, Malik Monk, Carmelo
But
Anthony,
I mean, but when you watch
But
them
those
play
guys,
though, Wayne Ellington fell out the rotation.
But he didn't do anything to follow the rotation. Frank
I
Vogel,
Bro,
agree.
he wasn't making no shots.
nah, Wayne Ellington sucks. That's what he didn't do.
He wasn't making no shots,
Nah,
bro.
he had
Because he
he had a
couldn't
short
defend.
leash. He had a
I
short
don't
And he
leash.
think
shot
he
I'm
has
not
a
even,
long
Kendrick
enough
bro,
leash to say he
bro.
definitively sucks.
Yeah, yeah, he had a
And,
short
and
leash. I'm not gonna
like
lie.
He
another
literally
reason,
in this
plays
league
less
right
than
now.
Kendrick Nunn, and
but
Kendrick Nunn actually sucks.
yeah,
He plays
Kendrick Nunn
way less
ass.
than Kendrick Nunn.
He ass. That nigga don't got a passing bone in his body. But I mean, shit. Even like when the Lakers had signed Ben McLemore would come in the game and go 2 for 2, and and Frank Vogel would take him right out. Bro he wouldn't do shit wrong. I know he didn't have the best defense, but he wasn't just giving up just buckets
Nah, you just named
like
what he
that
did
just to
wrong,
be
bro.
Nah, he for
bro.
sure was giving up
He was
Bro,
buckets.
giving
You
up
gotta
buckets. Yeah,
understand
bro,
too.
we can't.
all
Maybe
them
it's
niggas
different
be
because
giving
Vogel's a
up
ownership.
buckets
defensive-minded
though.
coach.
Everybody be giving up buckets though.
Not like Ben McLemore
Nah, Ben
and
McLemore's
Bro,
Wayne
giving up
Ellington
buckets, bro.
and
he wasn't
Kendrick
just
Nunn.
giving up crazy
Reason,
buckets just to come out the game that quick though,
In the
bro. But
bathroom,
if he was
this
giving up
is
buckets
why
though,
these
at
niggas not
least
in
he
the
was
league right
making
now.
his threes
turn
though.
the shower on so it's steam.
He was at least making his
Why are you
threes though
smoking
if he
that
was
tonight?
giving up
In the house.
buckets.
Yeah, no, I agree, Fresh Prince. Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of things what you're saying, but I think shooting we've been calling for that since the
Nah, I
beginning of
think
the
no.
season. To
I
be
think you
honest,
need
so
shooting. You need
You don't got
shooters
an awning?
that can also guard. You cannot play Wayne Ellington, Kendrick
3
Nunn,
and D.
Who keeps doing that?
Oh
Ben
fuck
McLemore.
no,
Why
you
don't you smoke
cannot
out
play
front by
niggas
the
like
door?
that. Like you cannot.
Yeah,
They just need to go get niggas like Gary Trent, Cam Reddish, and they'll be good
yeah,
on
they got to
your
make a
wing.
move fast. Yeah,
If you
I
go
think
do that, you will be good.
they having trouble being decisive for sure with the up and down way season going. So we'll see what happens.
Bro, it's
But
just
Darvin Ham though, he haven't really never called plays though. Like it's only been a few times he didn't call plays. So I mean, I can't really say I was expecting him to call a timeout. I thought they was just because that's just simple basketball. Like that's just smart basketball. But even if you don't call a timeout though, he still should have been saying something like to Russ going up the floor for y'all to get into a
That's a
set for
good
Russ to
point.
call
I
the
don't even
play to
think he
get into a
signaled
set.
anything.
see,
I just think
no,
his
For
it was
Russ
his
to
vibes.
just do an ISO
It was
like
his
that, bro,
vibes.
they didn't have no set going. Like they had no offense going.
Yeah,
That's his
nah.
bag.
I think Darvin Ham was just letting the players play at the last second. Like he just let them do his thing, bro. I think that's literally what it was.
I mean,
No, I'm not even
sometimes you
kidding.
can't go
I'm
wrong
he
with
wants to
that,
show
bro.
trust in them.
I think Zay said this. Like a lot of times at the end of games, I mean, a lot of people write shit up, obviously, but like sometimes you just give it to your best players and then let them cook. Like that's kind of what it is. Like Zay, as much as he was wrong about Darvin Ham, he was right about that. Like a lot of players, their best players, bro. I can't give you that much praise, Zay. Come on, man.
Let me say this too. Wayne Ellington played 19 minutes a game. Kendrick Nunn plays 12 minutes a game.
Wow.
Wait, can you
Both
repeat that?
I
ass.
was wrong. So
Both
I'm wrong about
sorry as
that.
Wayne Ellington somehow played 18.8 minutes a game last year.
Bro,
I don't remember
how?
that. Kendrick Nunn
How?
played
No, but
12.6.
And
but
wait, say, am I crazy to say that it feels like Nunn plays
Nah.
more than?
Yeah,
Than
if I didn't even know Wayne Ellington
no,
played more than 10
dude,
minutes a
Wayne
game.
would get pulled for shit he didn't even do wrong.
that's what I'm saying. But he had that stretch though when we were injured. He would play starting two guard. And he would be like 30 minutes again. That's why the average is so high. But
And they would fucking run the
later in
ghost
the
screen
season,
with
shit
LeBron.
can
That shit
happen.
worked every
Yeah,
time.
I
later
ain't
in
gonna
the
lie,
season, he was
Wayne
benched.
Ellington was sorry as fuck.
Yeah,
I disagree, bro.
I
Just
like
like
him.
Wesley
I disagree,
Matthews,
bro.
sorry
He
as
was hit or
fuck.
miss.
Nah, Wesley Matthews is way better than Wayne Ellington.
He was sorry on the Lakers. He was sorry on the Lakers.
Hey, let's get Mike's opinion because he was actually at the game, so I want to know what he saw.
Fresh Prince,
Hey,
I appreciate
Cam
you, bro.
Reddish doing
Stick
way
around.
more than JTA just for
agree.
the record. He
Wait,
would
who
do
was
way
at the
more
game?
than JTA would be doing.
I agree.
Mike
Mike
Mike was at the
was
game.
good. Mike, how you doing, man?
Mike got to watch that shit show. That's crazy.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, how was it?
Mike, you was at. Oh, my fault, Jordan. I mean,
sorry, man.
Jordan, you can go ahead, bro.
No, let OG go.
Yeah,
Let
Jordan,
OG go. What do you guys want to know about it?
Actually,
Jordan.
while we fight
on
over
Jordan
whose
and
turn it is,
Pro
I'm gonna
and
read some
Mike.
comments because I know y'all forgot to do that.
The comments are just smoking us as a team, but that's not really anything like legit. They're just smoking us, like saying I don't want to watch this garbage or Darvin Ham stinks. I already read the comments.
All right, I trust you. All right, you want to go to Jordan first?
Wait, let me read one comment real quick from Black
Jordan
SpongeBob.
and Fit Pro
He
and
says,
Mike.
"Man, I'm tired of Russ. He trash for real. Salute to Black SpongeBob, man. That's my nigga.
Chill out, dude. All right, Jordan, appreciate you joining, boss. What'd you make of tonight's game? And then we're gonna go to Fit Pro after that.
That was
For
very
sure, bro. Absolutely, bro. Thanks for having me, Shub. What's up, all the coaches up
Smoke
here?
Darvin.
It's mad coaches in here. That's crazy.
The coach's
Yeah,
den,
no,
man.
I know.
Combined 20 years of experience,
This shit
bro.
is called the coach's den for
Yeah,
a
no, I
reason,
know.
man.
Combined
Get the
20 years
whole
of
time
experience.
Appreciate
coaching
y'all.
thing.
We got the
Come correct.
credentials too, man.
You
But
got
yeah,
20 years under our belt.
for sure.
Come correct is crazy.
But yeah, this game, I'm off the Russ thing. Like, I'm tired of mentioning Russ's name. It's not even Russ's fault. I'm just tired of the Russ conversation for tonight. I'm on this nigga Darvin Ham's head. He does so many little things late, or not just late in game, throughout the game. And some of this is I was just in late night saying, but I just think it's good to say it to different audiences too. There's a few things he did in this game and that he does in the middle of games that he continuously gets away with. Like, I don't know if anybody caught it. It was a 90-second set stretch. I believe it was in the second quarter where he had Russ and Brown on the bench at the same time. Got away with it. They only lost it by like 2, or they may have even held serve. But again, that it shouldn't happen. I don't care how many guys are out. You need to stagger the guys. One Russ thing I guess I will say is that they consistently come out flat in third quarters. And if he's giving you energy off the bench, and as he said himself out of the man's mouth, Ham said he's throwing shit up against the wall and seeing what sticks. On Christmas Day, he said that after the Mavs game. I don't understand why you wouldn't at least try starting him in the third quarter for at least one game. If we just throwing shit up against the wall, you can try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. He consistently has guys standing at the scorer's table for 2 to 4 minutes at a time when we clearly need them in the game, whether it's a defensive sub or the offense is stagnant without, whether it's like we need energy and so we need to get Russ in the game and he's standing on the scorer's table, or the offense is getting mucked up and is disjointed and we need to get Braun in the game to, calm things down. Either or, whether it's we need Braun or Russ at the time, those guys are consistently standing at the scorer's table for 2 to 4 minutes and then we see him in the game with anywhere from 2 to 3 timeouts. It's like you could have easily used one of those to get your players in the game like other guys do. So I think those are just a couple microcosms of, I think, him as a new coach, but I'm done giving him the new coach excuse. Just him as a coach at this point, not being willing to make adjustments to his strategy of timeout usage and his in-game rotations. I was thinking about this. A good example of this was how in the Mavs game last week, if you watch the Mavs play, especially recently, Luka's shifts are much like Steph's and kind of like Jokic's shifts, where he plays the whole first quarter and then he'll sit for the first 6 minutes of the second and fourth quarters, and that's his shift. He'll play anywhere from 36 to 40 minutes a game. You can flex up if it's more. He saw that we were getting worn down defending Luka, and even though Luka himself was worn down, he said, the scales are still tipped in our balance because they're worn down defending this guy. So we're gonna get good. We're gonna get good shots off of him operating in the post every time, even though Luka is fucking dead tired. Our coach does not make adjustments like that, or just does not make any consistent adjustments outside of his normal patterns that he draws up on a board or draws up in his head coming into a game. And it happens in little stretches here and there to where we come at the end of games and we focus on the end of game possessions, but there's a lot of shit throughout the game where it's like the roster's already where it is right now. We're asking you to be perfect, Darvin, and it might be unfair, but that's what it is. You get paid a lot of money, so sometimes you gotta be
I don't
perfect.
even know if it's perfect though, bro. Like you said, Jordan, like what you said is literally the way of the modern NBA. Like that's what it is. Like, bro, the NBA has evolved to the point where obviously everybody puts up gaudy numbers. The offense is crazy. A lot of teams don't play defense, right? Like a lot of the times, a lot of coaches are more inclined to be like, look, hey, like Darvin, hey, we're gonna play drop no matter what happens, and we're gonna make adjustments, but we're probably gonna make adjustments in the postseason. We're not gonna make adjustments now, right? But like that's the problem because it's like we're seeing now with these great coaches like the Willie Greens and the Jason Kidds and all these guys, they adjust now. They make those adjustments right now in the regular season, and they try and go win games now, no matter what their principles are. And we're not seeing that.
I'm laying right here, Shub. More and more, I'm lamenting us not hiring Jason Kidd. Like, he's a fucking great coach. I'm even lamenting him a little bit more, or just as much as not having Ty Lue, because he does everything Rome, basically just stated. He tries to win basketball games in the regular season.
And also to add to your point too, in terms of like Darvin's strength about getting the most out of his current players, I would argue Jason Kidd kind of does the same thing. I mean, it's a top heavy roster over there in Dallas. You have one superstar, and then everyone else kind of needs constant confidence that they're part of the offense when it is a one man show. And I think they do a great job of buying into that one man show in a sense,
empowering the players, empowering the guys around the star,
always being ready for when their name is called for Spencer Dinwiddie to make a clutch shot, or what's that guy's name, Dwight Powell, to get an important
their
rebound.
Role players never look uncomfortable.
They don't ever look disengaged, is what I'm saying.
Or
you know what I'm saying? Is like where it's very easy to get disengaged when one guy dominating the ball. So I like that about Jason.
I think the Suns are kind of similar to that too.
Yeah, 100%.
They're just empowered. The role players are empowered. That's what it is. They're empowered.
So I think Jason Kidd does Darvin Ham's like biggest strength as well as too, and covers up most of his weaknesses that we're seeing right now. So Jordan, I appreciate you coming on, man.
You can rotate now if you need to. I just want to say my piece.
Yeah, no, for sure. I appreciate you, dog.
I agree with Jordan about the Russ shit, by the way. Like, bro, this shit's not about Russ at all, bro. Like, it's really not. Like, it's literally about the fact that Darvin Ham is just choosing to keep losing the same way. Like, he's choosing to just not be a coach when you're supposed to coach basketball games. And that's essentially a late game. And we are one of the worst late game teams this year. And it's showing, bro. We're losing in fucking embarrassing fashion. Like,
but hey, he got a courtside seat though, so shout out to him, I guess.
And it's about Russ too.
But it's in the middle too, where it's like I think it's less about Russ because we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly at this point. Like 2 years in, it's more so again about the coach showing that favoritism to X player, like in such very glaring fashion. That's very frustrating. It could be any player, honestly. It's like,
but bro, okay, but here's my thing though. Here's my thing, Shub.
Pat Bev too. We're forgetting Pat Bev too.
So like the NBA now is at a point where like, bro, it's niggas that are telling you the stats. It's niggas